Okay, we're going to go over the accessibility helper in for Native Instruments Machine. You load the helper first, and then you load the machine software. The helper is controlled with mostly the arrow keys, and it gives you speech feedback of parameters on the machine. So to start off with, the first one is the control section.
Control zone.
Called control zone, and that's the 12 buttons arranged in a 2x6 grid of buttons, and you press the left and right arrow to switch between the buttons to hear the values. So if I just press the right arrow,
One channel off.
that would be the top left.
2 plug-in on.
That's the top right.
3 arranger off.
That'd be the second row on the left,
4 mixer off.
and that's the second row on the right.
5 browser off.
That'd be the third row on the left.
6 sampling off.
That'd be third row on the right.
7 file off.
That's left on the fourth row.
8 settings off.
Right on the fourth row.
9 auto.
Fifth row on the left.
10 macro off.
And that's the fifth row on the right. These two buttons are actually left and right page navigation, so these values can change.
11 unassigned. 12 unassigned.
Okay, so the last one's not assigned. Last two not assigned.
12 unassigned. 11 unassigned.
Okay, so if I press down arrow,
Screen button zone.
we've got the screen button zone, and these are the 8 buttons along the top, and they also change based on what settings you've chose. So we just press the right arrow.
1 master. 2 group. 3 sound on. 4 unassigned. 5 previous, 6 next, empty disabled. 7 unassigned. 8 quick browse disabled.
Okay, so that's the buttons. Now press down arrow.
Non-interactive screen zone.
This is the display between the buttons and the 8 endless encoders.
1 plugin.
It just says 1 plugin.
1 plugin.
So press down arrow.
Screen knob zone.
These are the 8 knobs. Again, these can change based on where you are in the software.
1 unassigned. 2 unassigned. 3 unassigned. 4 unassigned. 5 unassigned. 6 unassigned. 7 unassigned. 8 unassigned.
And these are also touch sensitive, so if I touch one of these controls at the top, if there was something assigned to it, it would read what that item is and what value it is. So press down arrow.
Edit zone.
We've got the edit zone.
1 4D encoder.
That's the 4D encoder.
2 volume, velocity off.
With the volume and velocity.
3 swing, position off.
Swing position.
4 tempo, tune off.
Tempo tune.
4 tempo, tune off.
And that's the end of that section. Down arrow again.
Performance zone.
These are the buttons and the touch strip underneath the 4D encoder area.
1 note repeat off. 2 lock. 3 pitch off. 4 mod off. 5 perform off. 6 notes off. 6 notes off.
Okay, and that's the end of that section. So go down one.
Group button zone.
These are the 8 group buttons arranged in 2 rows of 4.
1 group A1 on. 2 create B1 off. 3 C1 disabled. 4 D1 disabled. 5 E1 disabled. 6 F1 disabled. 7 G1 disabled. 8H1 disabled.
There you go. Down arrow one more.
Transport zone.
This is the transport controls at the bottom. Again, this is 2 rows of 4.
1 restart. 2 erase. 3 tap off. 4 follow on. 5 play. 6 record off. 7 stop. 8 shift off.
Okay, now I'm going to press and hold shift and go back through these buttons. So I'm pressing shift.
8 shift off. 7 stop.
Just make sure I am pressing shift. There we go.
6 record off. 5 play. 4 follow on. 3 tap off. 4 follow on.
Right, it doesn't actually say that these buttons have a double action. So if I press, for example, shift and follow, which is the 2 buttons on the row 1 and 2 on the far right.
5 play. 4 follow on.
Okay, it's not doing anything.
3 tap off. 4 follow on. 5 play. 6 record off. 7 stop. 8 shift off.
Okay, so I press down arrow.
Pad input mode zone.
These are the 8 buttons vertically between the transport and the pads.
1 fixed velocity off. 2 pad mode on.
Sorry, I stand corrected. These are the buttons above the pads. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
3 keyboard mode off. 4 chords mode off. 5 step mode off. Pad mode zone.
This is the vertical buttons left of the 16 pads.
1 scene off.
And they work from top to bottom.
2 pattern off. 3 events off. 4 variation off. 5 duplicate off. 6 select off. 7 solo off. 8 mute off.
Okay, and I press down arrow one more time.
Pad zone.
Now the pad zone, in the helper software, they're numbered 1 to 16, starting from the top left corner, working the way down. In the software, they're numbered 1 to 16, starting from the bottom left, working upwards. So
1,
this would be pad 13,
2,
14,
3,
15,
4,
16.
5,
This would be pad 9,
6,
10,
7,
11,
8,
12.
9,
This would be pad 5,
10,
6,
11,
7,
12,
8.
13,
This would be pad 1,
14,
2,
15,
3,
16.
4. So it can be a little bit disorientating with the way the pads are numbered on the helper software compared to the machine software. And that's pretty much it.